Right, welcome back. Now, for this problem, so just like I mentioned, we have greater than 0. The first thing is we find the zeros. That is, you just assume when this is equal to 0. You know that when it is equal to 0, we say x equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0, or x plus 2 equals 0. Then we have x equals 1, x equals -2. So we have that. So you will now arrange in ascending order. You have -2, you have 0, and you have 1. So you draw your table, right? You draw your table, you say what is happening at the left hand side of -2? What is happening between -2 and 0? What is happening between 0 and 1? And what is happening from 1 to the right? And this is what we do. So all you need is just to pick a number and plug it in here to see whether it will be greater than or it will be less than. But we know what is happening at this point at -2, 0, and 1. We know that the equation will be equal to 0, but we're not interested in that because we need the expression to be greater than 0. So here, let me pick -3. If I plug in -3, that is -3 into -3 -1 is -4 into -3 plus 2 is -1. If I multiply 3 negatives, I get negative. So this is negative. So that is less than 0. Now, between -2 and 0, let me pick -1. So -1 is between -2 and 0. Now, that is -1 into -1, -1, that is -2. And -1, +2 will give me +1. And this gives me positive. -1 multiplied by -2 is +2. +2 times +1 is positive. So I have positive, which is greater than 0. Positive, that is greater than 0. Now, between 0 and 1, what can we choose? Between 0 and 1, we can choose 1 divided by 2. Now, if you choose 1 divided by 2, that is 1 divided by 2 into 1 divided by 2, -1 is -1 divided by 2. 1 divided by 2, +2, that should be 3 divided by 2. Now, if you multiply this will give us negative. All we are interested in is the negative or positive, not the value. So this will give us negative, just less than 0. Now, between 1 and infinity, what do we choose? We can choose 2. So x is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. And this is positive. So we chose 2 and this is positive. So now, remember all these that we did is for x minus 1, x plus 2. That's what we did for all of this. And what do we need? We need this to be greater than 0, which is this and this. Now imagine we did not include this table and we just said -2, 0, and 1. We don't know how to solve that. We wouldn't have gotten our answer. So we need this table. This table is actually important. You need to know what is happening to the left of the list of the zeros. You check what is happening in between them, because 0 is only explain why the expression is equal to 0. So at -2, you know that the expression is 0. The same for 0 and 1. But you don't know what is happening to the left of -2. You don't know what is happening between -2 and 0, between 0 and 1, and to the right of 1. So that is why we need the table. And since we need greater than 0, and we have greater than 0 here, so our answer, interval notation, will actually be -2, 0, and means union 1, infinity. So this will be our solution. So at these intervals, any point you pick between -2 and 0, and 1 and infinity, you plug it into this expression, it will always be greater than 0. So that is what it is saying. So union means addition. So you have the first point, that is every numbers between -2 and 0, and plus union, plus all the numbers between 1 and infinity. If you plug in all those numbers in this expression, it will always be greater than 0. So I hope you always apply this expression. This is the right way of solving an inequality like this. All right, so let us move to the next problem in the next video. See you.